Hey, how you doing? There's been a lot of talk about bags in the Capital District, so I'm gonna make my own, and hopefully you all will do the same. Let's get started. So it's just Christmas, and we got a new bag. Our lovely woman got us Ranger H2O. Beautiful specimen. Huge inside pocket with the corrugated plastic bottom. Pretty good and durable. Some extra disc pocket. Top's pretty empty. Put only a couple of things in there. Hacky sack and a golf ball to get discs out of trees. Pencil sharpener. Sharpie. Little pocket knife in case we need to clean some stuff up. Rain fly. I'll spare you how it goes on, but it's really cool. It's got an awning on the front to keep the an awning on the front like a bow. So when you have it open, you can leave it open. There's a little awning to keep the rain from dripping into it. That's pretty cool. But I keep that up in this side pocket right here. It fits like perfectly in there. Drink holder, another drink holder slash stool holder, which you can clip in up here. I clip my towels there, little ring for bag tags or whatever. I just clip my towels there. Another little ring down on the bottom here underneath the zipper to put bag tags or whatever on. Side pocket, get your mini, big enough for a chapstick right here. Pencils and markers. Adjust to the camera. In here, I keep some bug repellent and another pencil sharpener. I didn't realize that was there. Huge eraser because you gotta fix scores. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink. Universal tool in case you need to do any course maintenance type stuff. I like to keep the benches nice and tight so they don't wiggle and hurt your butt. Side pocket, we'll get to all that stuff in a little bit. But that's the new bag. Oh, the hydration bladder. Almost forgot about that. There's a double zipper up here. I took it back down because it's winter time. But in here, the hose and a bladder. And a little hole over here. And it comes down and you can put it down the strap and clip it up here. And some people were saying, I guess, that it like rubs on the ground. I understand that, but just go down and back up and clip it in. Then the mouthpiece doesn't drag. They were saying tuck it in a little bit, but if you just flip it around, it's no big deal. Pretty cool how they molded the back so it keeps your back from getting sweaty and all soaked. We'll see how that works in the summertime. It's just winter right now. But let's get some discs and we'll fill her up. Velcro that up in their place there, yeah. So let us start with, how about drivers, because those are probably the most complicated things. I am a Vibram thrower. I'm a big rubberhead. There's a lot of tree whacking and rock whacking and just obstacles that you hit sometimes by accident. These things, I'm telling you, I can hammer nails with them and they'll be the same shape. I actually just heated up my two of my putters and molded them back into a better shape, and they're back to flat now. So that's pretty cool. You can do that. I don't know how other discs would do. Boiling up some water and letting them soak in it for a little bit, and then letting them cool on some bowls, flat surfaces and stuff, back to shape. I don't know if other discs do that, but back to the discs. So I keep my bag overstable to understable, and usually put the faster ones towards the back. I throw, like I said, a lot of Vibram, all Vibram. There's like 2 discs that aren't Vibram here, but I got my watermelon unlace that I got off of the old lady, wonderful woman. Um, I keep this around. It's mostly like for rollers and stuff, but it does do a huge uh, on a backhand right turn for me. So that's why I keep this around. I don't really flick it. I suppose I could. The unlaces are just too understable for me. They most of the time just fall over and start rolling for me. But I keep it around because you never know when you have to make a big turn, or maybe you need that roller in your bag. I should probably also mention I just got out of surgery like last month, so I had to cut down a bunch of weight on my bag. So I'm down to 20 discs. I usually would have 25, 26, as many as I could squeeze into my bag. And this one will squeeze a lot. But yeah, I had to cut down because I'm on a 10-pound restriction. Everything included, it's like 15 pounds. I'm a little cheater, but I'm trying to cut down as much as possible, keep it light so everything heals up nice. They had to gut me right down the middle here, which is never good. It's a miracle I'm up and about. So discs. So roller, understable guy. I got an O lace. I took all the laces out of my bag because they were just it was just too much. There was too many discs in my bag. I couldn't carry all those discs. So an O lace that is like super seasoned, and when I flick this, it just barrels off to the left, but it still finishes up strong. So I mean that's pretty good. We can crank this one out to close to about 400. We're getting up there with this guy because we can put a lot of snap on it. We're more forehand than anything else, but the backhand's starting to come around, and we're starting to put a little D on it. Yeah, another O lace. This one is just a little bit understable. We snap the piss out of this one, and it goes a little bit turn before it fades out. Once again, O laces get strong at the end. They always fade for some reason. I don't know how they're able to. I wish I knew more about the physics of it. Yeah, real stable at the end. Real overstable at the end. This one is the most stable, overstable of my O laces. It's just starting to give me a little bit of turn when I overthrow it. But yeah, real straight with reliable finish. And then we have two So laces. One is a 164, one's a 170. All these are in like right about the 170 range. Very rare you catch me anything less, but this 164 was just so beautiful. I still look at it, it's like, wow, it's such a beautiful disc. But yeah, overstable So lace. Really bombing that one now. And look how pretty that is. How the purple just like smokes out of the letters. Oh, I love it. So this one's a little lighter. It's a little bit less overstable than the other one. I can put a little bit more juice on that. Fairways. I really like the overstable discs. So this notch and this arch are doing like really good things for me. Some really good skips. Overstable flights. They stay pretty straight and just get really strong at the end. I like that. Like really strong at the end there. Whereas this Valley, I give it a good cast, and it gives me some turn. Like considerably more turn than I would expect from a Valley. But once again, on a backhand, if I need something to just stay right and then finish up pretty strong, that's what it does. It stays on a straight right line on a backhand, and it finishes up strong fade. So that's what I needed. And if I needed a little bit more turn in the beginning and to still wind up strong at the end, here's this Obax or Vamp. And I haven't gotten an Obax yet. I have to find one that looks good to me. Having a problem finding the weight at the store I go to, but Vamp is making those right turns on backhands. Yeah, finishing up strong. All these discs have like really strong fade for some reason. I really like the strong fade at the end. If I had to categorize myself as a thrower, I like strong fade. I don't really bag mid ranges, but I got a Christmas gift, and I was trying to throw an Obex. This Obex gives me way too much turn. It's just not working out. I keep it around because those rounds where somebody challenges you on a mid range, you need a mid range, something like that. This Ibex though is doing way more stable, overstable type stuff than this Obex is. So the Ibex is supposed to be understable, but I don't get it. And so this actually might stick around, whereas this guy might go bye bye. We'll find out. And I got another brand new Ibex to try out also. If it does the same thing as this Ibex, this blue Ibex, we might start throwing Ibexes. Giving me a little bit more than my putters would do, less fade. They're going about the same distance, a little bit longer, but it's less fade on the disc at the end, so that's good for a nice sit down in front of the basket. Putters. We're gonna sneak this guy into the putter section. It's a putt and approach. This is the Aerobi Arrow, and we're starting to get a small little cult following on these guys. It's like a grandfathered in disc. If you look at the profile of it, it's got like this cupped, but like very short, sharp, and like the bottom is so flat. I mean, it's good. Like it's the width of my finger on the bottom, flatness. So on a flick, this thing literally is straight as an arrow. It'll do whatever you ask it to do. You want to flick it up on a hyzer, it'll hold that big arch going right at the target. You want to put it on an anhyzer, same thing. It stays that way until the very, very end, where it kind of like just peters out and just sits right down next to the basket pretty much every single time. This is bread and butter disc right here. You ain't thrown one, get out there and get one. Find it. They were like $8-9 over by me, and now they're up to like 13. So somebody figured out the secret, I think. Find them while you can before they take them off the PDGA list. That goes right here in the secret compartment. Baby. So that was one of the non-Vibram discs. Here's the other one, my dart. I got a starred dart, and this thing is a beauty. As a utility, I'll throw it backhand on an ante, holds an ante long time, finishes out flat. That's pretty much the only thing I use it as far as in flight. Everything else is grenade shots and going upside down, up over trees, and up over trees like that, or Scoobying off the ground, or flick Scoobying it off the ground. Pops up and does this, like throws the brakes on, just cuts to the right on a flick Scooby. Same thing on a backhand Scooby. You bounce it off the ground and it pops up and just slows down and cuts over. So when you're stuck behind a tree and you got nothing but under the tree, great option. Nice smooth domey top to the start. That's what I use it for, is for trick shots like that. Times when I have to get over or under. I had a DX back in the day that I used for thumbers. Same thing. You throw it on a thumber line or a Scooby line. For some reason, it just puts the top out and throws the brakes on and just cuts down to the side. Cuts big windmill type action. Cool little trick disc. I love throwing trick discs like that. I think I get more enjoyment out of making something do some funky flight in the air or off the ground or off a tree or something than I do with actually getting a good score sometimes. Guilty pleasures, right? Guilty pleasure. And I throw 4 summits and 2 VPs. Let's start with the VPs because these are more throwers. I have this is Boomberry Blue VP. I like the VPs because the P actually has a spot to put my ring finger. I can put the pad of my ring finger there and kind of fan it out like this. I know it's a bad habit to put your finger in front of the disc, but that's how I usually approach and putt. Probably a bad habit, but it feels comfortable to me. But the P, put your have that spot every single time on a putter. Love that feeling. Same thing with this one. It's a 175, and that's a 175. This one is one of those taco discs. It's a VP soft or X-Link soft. I like this one because I never noticed it until I was doing this in the bag. I just figured it out when I was taking it out of the bag. Same thing. Put my ring finger in the hole of the P, and then the green actually points forward, straight line. The Vibram logo even like lines up with it, and your hand goes in between the green spots, between the green and the blue right there. I don't know, just kind of funny thing that I just figured out. Same thing. I'm a straddle putter and reach down and just kind of like snap it away from your belt type thing. They feel real comfortable. This one's more for going for longer shots, and this one is for, when it has to sit and it can't go running away. And then last 4 are summits. These 2 are firm, and I use them for turbo putting. Again, the shape of these Vibrams, like that area in the middle, is great for resting your thumb on, having a good grip to turbo putt with. This one's a little smoother. Sometimes I use it for Scoobies also, but it's a smooth feeling disc, and I don't know, I feel like it cuts through trees better. Don't take any weight to that, but mentally I will use this in a situation when I feel like I'm going to touch a lot of brush. I'll use the smoother one. Maybe it'll glide through. And when I need to get a little bit more distance and I need more grip, this is a grippier rubber for some reason. I really like the Nick D logo on it. Yeah, grip, smooth. Love these summits. I'll show you on these other 2 that there's on the bottom where the summit letters are. It's like that's where I'll rest my one finger like that. Much like how I would have the P for my ring finger. Right there, I can rest my finger on that, and yeah, nice and flat. And same thing with this guy here. I should probably introduce him by name. Herbert Sherbert, Dr. David Banner, Dr. Julia Swervin, Cotton Annie, Boomberry you already met. Yeah, that's pretty much the in the bag. This pocket on the side for the putters was a little bit stiff when I first got it. I didn't think I was going to be able to get the second putter in there, but second day it really stretched out to the point where it's fitting nice and comfortable in there. It feels nice and snug. Yeah, everything sits up nice in the bag because of the corrugated bottom. Hydration bladder we'll see about come summertime, springtime. Secret pocket with the arrow. Boom. Yeah, that's what's in my bag, guys. Lots of Vibram. We got one unlace, 1, 2, 3 O laces, 2 so laces, a Vamp, Valley, Arch, a Notch, Ibex Obex, a Nova Dart, 2 summits in here for turbo putting, 2 out here for straddle putting, for push putting, and 2 VPs, one of which is a X-Link soft and the secret arrow up top. That's what's in my bag, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace. Look forward to seeing your in the bags. Do that. Get back to me.